Hi, my name is Bishop Jerry Pierce, Senior Pastor here in Columbus, Ohio, Miracle Cathedral. We want to talk a little bit today about the call to end homelessness. I've been doing this work for about 30 years. I've been blessed, let me say this. I've been blessed to be doing this work for about 30 years now. And it's been such a blessing to me and I hope to the city. Columbus Dispatch, which is our main newspaper here in Columbus, Ohio, they did an article maybe 15, 20 years ago, and I was known as pastor to the homeless. So the journey has been extreme highs and extreme low. They did the Senate or Congress, somebody passed a law to end homelessness. That was maybe 15. It was a 10-year plan to end homelessness. That was 20 years ago. Well, since then, the numbers have increased. And I think as long as we have the poor, we always going to have homelessness. But we pray that we can come up with a system or some strategies that end homelessness. For a long time, there's been racism in homelessness. When the housing first came aboard, because the majority of people have so many barriers with getting housing. Police records, drug, alcohol, mental health, and of course extreme poverty.
Well, I've been homeless for the last year and a half now, and I've tried to get help through the shelter here. Well, they won't help me due to I don't have papers on my dog, the service papers. Good dog won't bite, so I decided to just camp out on their lawn, and that's why I'm here in a tent with my son and my dog.
Of Columbus, and I just want to touch base on the homelessness in our city, how it's affecting all of our homeless people who don't need to be homeless. With all these abandoned buildings, our government can take those houses, take people out of shelters, alleviate some mental illness, some substance abuse problems. We could have our children in schools safe and secure, and our homeless working and being productive members of our society. It is something that we must do as a community and come together. There's no reason to tear down these good houses and build up condos where people can't afford to live in when we have thousands of people roaming the streets hungry, children and people hungry, suffering from mental illness, substance abuse, and homelessness. Our homeless people need a place to live. If we give them a place to live, they have the opportunities of every other American to work, to be productive members of society, to provide for their children, to educate themselves. And we as a community need to step forward and to stop this homelessness in Columbus. As a resident of Columbus, I plead to the people of this city. It's a beautiful city, and there's so much we can do to make it better. We do not have to continue to have poverty in our city.
Okay, my name's Brett White. I've been homeless for going on and off 2 years. A lot of the times when I'm out here, I sometimes I sleep on the benches. I might sleep outside of the church, the open shelter. But it's really hard to get into any of the shelters in the city because the homelessness is so rampant. There's more homeless people than you would expect.
Well, hi, my name is Pastor Teresa Lauderdale, and I'm the lead pastor of Fruit of the Spirit Ministries. We are here today because we want to talk about ending homelessness in the city of Columbus. The numbers for homelessness have increased over the years. There was a time when the statistics they remained kind of steady at about 50% increase. But due to COVID-19, homelessness has skyrocketed. Recent studies as of January of 2020 showed that it was an estimated 10,655 individuals who were homeless. It is a fact that the elderly are the most population that are going up that are homeless. This is very concerning as our elderly people suffer from health issues that can only be addressed when they have proper housing, to be able to go see their doctors, to be able to meet their daily needs. In a state of homelessness, this is almost impossible. The second highest rate of homelessness falls within our youth. Youth ages 10 to 21. This is unacceptable. It is about time that Ohio stands up and does something to end homelessness.
I haven't been homeless. My girl was almost homeless. She gets the minimum from SSI. She was in a wheelchair. She got a voucher, but nobody would take her voucher. Nobody could help her during COVID because she couldn't see her case managers face to face or anything else. It was just everything was distant and on phone calls. And thankfully, when she lost her sublease from her friends, we put our stimulus money together, and she got in a hotel for, it ended up 2 months until I found a place where I could co-sign for her, and somebody let her get a room. She lived in one room, and I lived in the other room, and now she's passed away last week.
Hi, my name is Pastor Corey Perizzo of Crossroads World Outreach Ministries here in the inner city of Columbus, Ohio. And one of the things that we have noticed as we have been here for the last 7 years is the homeless population. It's one of the things that is a plight into our city. But one of the things that's not an individual problem, it becomes a community problem. And we should be always there to be able to help. We're very thankful that we lead the charge in being able to help our houseless community family, our brothers and sisters that are out there on the land. One of the things that we do here at Crossroads is we make available that there's types of foods that they are able to open up, pop-up cans, ready to eat sandwiches. We make those ready for them. Another thing that we're getting ready to do, we're actually getting ready to prepare a refrigerator where even at night they can be able to go to that refrigerator and be able to find something good to eat in that refrigerator. There are many things that we have on slate to be able to help our housing community just by even opening up the doors and allowing them in during a hot summer day. Or when it's cold outside, being able to open up the door so they can be able to be warm, having a warming station so they can be able to have a cup of coffee or a cup of cocoa to be able to warm up from the elements. But we all can be able to play a part in being able to help our brothers and sisters, our houseless community.
Well, I've been in the Van Buren Women's Shelter going on like 2-3 months now. I'm actually kicked out, so I'm outside because I defended myself. They put me out for 90 days. I don't have any family, no friends here. I can't get nothing to eat. I can't take a shower, do any of that. And then like the shelter, this is a real bad place. They need
Hi, my name is Jennifer Wimbush of Restore Hope Outreach Ministry. We go out and help the homeless as far as every year we give out blankets and food and clothing and anything that a person that is homeless may need. for the last 8 years. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I came here by way of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. So I know about being homeless and starting all over again and doing things that you may have to do for survival, especially out in the wilderness in which some of the homeless are living. We have also visited these places, went to these what we call homeless camps, and ask them exactly what things that they need and anything that we can provide for them. So anyone that usually come and get in contact with me, I get a lot of referrals from outside sources. If anyone needs shoes, clothing, anything like that, we'll get it directly. Or if they ask for food or something like that, we get it directly. But sometimes it may be that they just need a helping hand as far as just someone speaking to them, someone just saying hello and hi, and treating them with empathy and not with sympathy. Whereas before as being homeless, I was homeless myself, so I know on several occasions so I know exactly how they feel to start all over again, to not to have anything, just in order, you have to live outside and sleep on the floor, sleep on the ground. During Hurricane Katrina, we didn't have any place to go, so we had to sleep on the ground. So I know those effects that could take on a toll on you. And right now, because of that, I do have PTSD because of that. So being homeless is not just something that that person may put themselves into. It can be any kind of thing that can happen. It can be financial reasons, or it can be, in my case, it was a hurricane that displaced me. So homelessness today, it's kind of different. It's the resources are here in Columbus, but any other cities, as I know of, there's no resources. The resources are very scarce, and there's no other places that they can go, as well as places they can be. So me as a I can't say a homelessness a survivor, but I know about being homeless and the things I had to go through to get to the point to where I am right now. And when you have children, it's kind of different because your children might not understand why they don't have a place to live and why they don't have a place to lay their head when they once had a home. So right now, we just need to just put in our spirit that being homeless is not just everybody on drugs, everybody on alcohol, go drink alcohol. It's not those cases. It could be any type of cases, especially when women, it might be in an abusive relationship as I was. So that's why I had to move from my own home to another place.
My name's Michael, and I'm a homeless man. Been living on the streets of Columbus, probably on and off for the last close to 5 years, actually. The shelters are really terrible, and most of us really prefer to stay outside.
My name is Robert Johnson. They call me Rev Rob from the Loft Ministry of Ohio, where we live on faith together. The homeless situation here in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm sure it's just about everywhere. We have went through a lot to where I've seen funding that is mentioned, it never gets to where it's supposed to go. And how are you supposed to correct the problem by sending the funding to these resource places, supposedly resource places that actually never put it out there for the people to grasp a hold of and help them in the first place? In other words, it goes in their pocket. That's sad. Okay, I was homeless at one time. By the grace of God, I was able to get up out of these streets. I was down on the state property up there in town on High Street. Me and a guy named Jeff. We were sleeping. We were homeless, sleeping on a bench up there. And the state police came out of the building, and they said we're not allowed to stay there. Which, okay, yes, we kind of figured that. But they told us to go down by the river where there's benches at down there. They got some nice little swinging benches down there and stuff. But when we got there, 10, 15 minutes after we were there, they turned the sprinkler system on us. I mean, come on, who does that? I mean, good looking out. So we got a bed and a bath in the wrong kind of way. all right, sleeping on cardboard boxes. We called that our mattresses. It's by the grace of God we made it through the winter. We were up under the bridge. They run over top of the camps and everything. I mean, that's all their belongings, and they just run over top of it. How is that helping them? That puts them right back out in the street again.